Mr. Mayor, I mentioned to you before we came up here that I had the opportunity to interview Kasim Reed, your colleague, mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. Great guy, interesting guy. And I asked him about why he supports the assault weapons ban and the high-capacity magazine ban. He said, I'm worried about my police force in the city of Atlanta encountering these guys with these weapons of war. I want to protect my police when they walk into a situation. I want to be sure that they're not going to be jumped by people who have weapons they don't have any business having. He made it about law enforcement. When you make the argument for these things, what is your reference point?
Well, as a mayor, it certainly is that, and police chiefs across the country have been supportive of gun control measures. So it's that, but it's also, I just take a look physically at the situations that you encounter, and I think the problem with allowing, for instance, some of these high-capacity magazines is the element of surprise. I mean, let's go back to the Tucson shooting of Representative Giffords. How many people is somebody going to be able to take out, basically, before someone can, even if they have a gun, can do something about it? To me, that's the question, is that you're never going to be able to prevent somebody from getting off at least a shot. That person's always going to have the element of surprise with them. Then the question is, how quickly can they actually injure how many people before somebody can do something, even accepting the argument that the other side makes about this theoretical good guy who's there, ready, willing, and able to effectively take out that person.
Yeah.
And I think that these guns and these magazines that together allow for somebody to get off a certain number of shots like that, in that context, is not good public policy.
You're both Texans. What do you have against the Second Amendment?
Nothing. In fact, I'll give you a concrete example from my end. About a month and a half ago, I got an email that the subject matter line was, "I'll kill you." And then the person described how he was going to kill me and my wife and my child. That was the email. That evening, there was a police officer outside of our house. The first thing I wanted to do was have a gun in case that person actually did come into my house. And I wouldn't begrudge people. I don't begrudge folks for owning their guns. And in certain situations, I completely understand that. But, however, there are other situations in which I do think that reasonable restrictions should be put in place.
Yeah.
Not that you take away everybody's guns or don't allow them to have them, but I do think that there are reasonable restrictions that can be put in place.